So, the type of music that I was given to research is called Tex-Mex. The sort of typical instrumentation for it, for basic level of it, because it can be a lot of different varieties. Tex-Mex encompasses a lot. But sort of the basics that are in it are a bass of some sort, whether it be electric or upright. Trap drum set, banjo sexto, and banjo sexto, and then the accordion. And part of the accordion comes from sort of the formation of this of Tex-Mex in the first place was from the railroads, where there was a lot of Germans moving over to Texas to work on the railroad, as well as there were some Mexicans. And as they, play music and have fun during their lunch breaks, they both playing their different types of music, and they were noticing different things that they liked in each other's music. And a big part of it was the Mexicans really liked the sound of the accordion and started working that into their music. So that is a big thing that sort of classifies in a distinctive figure of distinctive part of Tex-Mex is the use of the accordion. Obviously some of the popularities in Texas and Mexico. It's also fairly popular in Central America. However, it's mostly Texas and Mexico. This sort of because of where it started, and some of the first sort of ones that gained enough popularity to tour and actually landed themselves in Carnegie Hall for a little while. But they did their tour sort of start out in a lot of Mexico was their tour. Then it was sort of most popular sort of around the 70s. Though it had a lot of time before that where it was gaining popularity and different things and changing within its style as it added different sort of types of music into it with the development of different musics, because the big thing with Tex-Mex is that it kind of incorporates more than one music into one. For the more American side, with the stuff that is common within Mexican music, especially like what they also started using music from like styles from Colombia and Cuba, and mixing those in as well. That sort of things. And I think I've already sort of talked to you about the general style of it, but I'm gonna go a little bit really a great description that I heard of it when I was going through videos and whatnot. This guy who described it almost as a fast German polka, because they took sort of the German style and added their own, and they thought the polkas were too slow to fit with their styles that they were doing. So when they picked it up, it kind of sped it up and almost be a polka that they could sort of. The purpose of this is dance music in general. Some of the bigger ones is like Freddie Fender, which I found this interesting because Mom didn't even know it was Tex-Mex at the time when she was listening to it. But she's like, oh, even I knew who Freddie Fender was when we were looking up some things. Some other names that I found that had albums on the Tex-Mex sort of when I was looking up Tex-Mex music was Texas Tornadoes and Michael Salgado. I apologize to him if I'm butchering his name. And then there's also sort of another form of Tex-Mex that's more Aquesta Tajando. I don't know if how I'm supposed to pronounce that J in this context. Not gonna lie, I don't. I've seen it written, so that could be a different thing. Anyway, so the culture that it comes from is sort of when the Texas area sort of seceded from from Mexico, kind of became its own republic. These people were, they had Mexican heritage with them, but they weren't just Mexicans, so they also had all these, from Texas, the sort of more the U.S. style, and so they found a way sort of to integrate their cultures to sort of define themselves differently than being, they're not just Americans because they've got so much rich of the Mexican culture in them, but they weren't just Mexican, so they wanted to incorporate that into their music. Sort of a lot of the stuff behind it, and it sort of identified this group of people who saw themselves as part of both, rather than just one or the other, U.S. or Mexico. Then some of the things that are within, the Western style of music that that we sort of see here is, I mean, obviously, like I said, they did incorporate American music into their things. So some styles of Tex-Mex will have like blues, jazz, country, rock and roll mixed in with them. As well as the fact that they use a drum set very commonly and the bass very commonly, which are often seen as Western style instruments, even though those aren't the best terms of using to describe things Western versus not Western. But it's what we sort of have. And so since and some of the and then describing let's see, the and sort of their elements of their sort of own style came from they started adding styles from called like hupango from the Huasteca region of Mexico, or Cuban bolero and Colombian cumbia styles of music, sort of to show the other side of their culture of not just being American, and so the big thing about Tex-Mex is really just putting cultures together, and to create your own sort of culture when you identify with both. And so that's sort of honestly the sociological aspect of it, is that it was to identify these people and help these people feel like not pushed into either category because they had so much rich heritage in their Mexican ancestry and whatnot, but also found pride in their own being part of America and being part of that community as well. Then let's see. Let me try to pull up the YouTube for you so you can listen to some of it, because I'm supposed to do that for you as well. And now, after having this awkward silence, you should be. That did not type in what it's supposed to. It's fantastic. You want to run my technology? Because I can't seem to... It's on here. I don't know if it'll actually play off of my... If I've got you recording while playing music on my same device. So let's see. Because I have it pulled up on there. Just trying to pull it up on the other is my question of whether I can do. I hope you can hear this. Because it's actually me playing right now. Well, it's here first. I really hope the music's picking up on so that was just me randomly dancing, but you know, we'll see. Alright, so that's the information I was to give you, so bye!